Hello, and welcome to No Peeking, where I solve puzzles blindfolded. Today, I'm going to be attempting the X-Cube. Thanks to everyone who suggested the X-Cube, and once again, thanks to Jason White for lending me his puzzle. The X-Cube is a normal 3x3 that has been extended by one layer on 4 of the faces. It still has the full functionality of a 3x3, plus this added functionality of the outer faces similar to that of a 5x5. Because of this, we're going to solve it in 2 stages. First, using techniques from 3 blind, and then using techniques from 5 blind. One of the biggest challenges of doing X-Cube blindfolded is the shape shifting. The cube is typically in a different shape when scrambled than it is when solved, and that creates a bandaging effect so that we can't do all of the moves. So the first step is going to be getting it back to the correct shape. For this, we'll use techniques from 3 blind. The X-Cube is made up of groups of pieces that act just like the pieces on a 3x3. So there are corners, which are a face piece and 2 extensions. And then there are edges, which are either a face piece and an extension, or just 2 extensions. And then there are centers, which are just a center. So to return it to the correct shape, I'll solve it like a 3x3 using these face pieces. So a white face piece needs to go on the white side, a yellow face piece needs to go on the yellow side, and then these edges with no face pieces go in the E slice. And it really only depends on that face color or a lack thereof. I get to choose where they go on the face since the extensions don't really matter. So for example, using UFR buffer, this is white face, so I can put this in R, and then that is white, so I can put it in B. And then I'll execute using 3 style, but you really could use any 3 blind method for this step. So now those 2 pieces are solved. Once you're finished with the 3x3 stage, you're left with these extensions to solve. And these can be done very similarly to 5x5 centers, where these are like the plus centers and these are like the X centers. You can't use U2 for this since there's a lot of bandaging, so you have to use 3 style, but it's pretty basic 3 style, so it shouldn't be much of a problem. So if I'm using FU as the buffer, this would go to N, and then that would go to J, so I could insert and then interchange and reverse the insertion and reverse the interchange, and now those 2 are solved. So just continue that until the puzzle is solved. The trouble that you're going to run into when doing the extensions is that this is not where the pieces are during memo. So you're going to have to track through the 3x3 stage in order to memorize extensions. But it's not as difficult as it sounds. For example, if I want to know what piece is in H, I just go through my 3x3 memo and find H or a letter on the same piece. The letter before that is where the extension is that's going to end up in H. So it's not really hard, it's just time consuming. All right, the method is ready. Now it's time to do some attempts. This is X-Cube Blindfolded attempt number 1. Yes! First try! I'm very excited to get success on the first try, but you guys already know, it could be faster.
quite a bit faster.
I really enjoyed solving this blindfolded. It's the most fun puzzle I've done so far in no peeking. And you could do it too if you know how to solve a 5x5 blindfolded, so I recommend trying it out if you're interested. Thank you for watching, and let me know what puzzles you'd like to see me solve blindfolded.